2:47 a.m. The Girl in the Walls. Section 1. The House on Alder Lane. It was the kind of house people whispered about, hidden behind overgrown hedges and rusting iron gates. 112 Alder Lane sat in silence, as if holding its breath. Claire and Matthew Driscoll weren't looking for something spooky, Jess, something affordable. And the old colonial fit their budget in hopes of a fresh start outside the city. Claire brushed her hand across the dusty banister on the first day, feeling the chill of the wood. Every creak in the floorboards echoed like footsteps in an empty hall. Their son, Noah 9, wandered the upstairs hallway, his hand trailing the faded floral wallpaper until he stopped at the last door on the right. "Can I have this room?" he asked. Claire paused. The air was noticeably colder. The wallpaper peeled like old skin. The windows were streaked with grime that wouldn't wipe clean. Still, it was the only room facing the woods. "Sure," she said, hesitating. "Let's open the window, get some fresh air in." Matthew, ever the skeptic, chuckled. "You read too many ghost stories." But that night, Claire woke to whispering, not sleep-talking, whispering. She crept down the hall to Noah's door, heart tight. "What did you say, sweetheart?" she whispered. "I'm not talking to you, Mommy," came the reply. A pause. "She is." Section 2. Whispers and Walls the next morning. Claire found Noah sitting cross-legged in the hallway, drawing. The page was filled with stick figures, all smiling, except one. "Who's this?" she asked, pointing at the frowning figure. "That's the girl in the walls," Noah said without looking up. Claire blinked. "What girl?" "She used to live here. She hides in my closet. She doesn't like Daddy." Claire laughed nervously. "You saw that in a movie, right?" Shh. But each day, the drawings grew stranger. Long limbs, wide eyes, mouths scribbled into black holes. Matthew brushed it off. "Imaginary friend. Creepy." "Yeah, but that's normal." But Claire couldn't ignore the scratching. It began at exactly 2:47 a.m. every night. A slow, deliberate scrape inside the walls, like fingernails dragging across wood. It called pest control. Weiss. No rodents. No nests. No answers. Then came the smell sweet, floral, and sickly. It clung to Noah's room like perfume left too long in the air. Claire ripped out carpet, bleached the vents. Still the scent returned, always at night. She started sleeping beside Noah. Matthew moved to the guest room. Then one night, Claire awoke to a hand gripping hers beneath the blanket. It was cold, small. Noah's hands were on his pillow. Section 3. A name in the dust. Claire turned to the house's history. In the county archives, she found it. In 1979, a family named Hollis lived at 112 Alder Lane. Their daughter, Anna, age 8, vanished from her bedroom, never found. Matthew read over her shoulder, silent for once. "You think Noah's talking to her?" he asked. Claire nodded. "It fits." Matthew didn't argue. But that night, he stood for hours outside Noah's room, staring at the closet, staring. Doors began opening by themselves. Lights flickered, but only in Noah's room. Their cat refused to cross the threshold. Then Claire found it, a message etched into the dust on the upstairs bathroom mirror. "She wants to come back." Claire ran to Noah, trembling. "Did you write that?" Noah looked up, flat-eyed. "Oh, she did, but it's okay. She likes you now." Claire didn't sleep. She sat at the window all night, watching the woods. At 2:47 a.m., the scratching returned. Only now, it came from under the bed. Section 4. The closet door. They locked the closet. By morning, it was open again. Claire set up a night vision baby monitor. The first 2 nights. Silence. The third at 2:47 a.m., the closet creaked open. A shape emerged. It didn't walk, it crawled. Pale limbs bent at impossible angles. Hair dragged behind like seaweed in dark water. It paused at the edge of the bed and vanished off camera. Claire didn't show Matthew the footage. She called a local medium. Her name was Evelyn, and the second she stepped into Noah's room, she froze. "Shouldn't be here," she whispered. "What do you mean? She's not a child anymore. Whatever's left of Anna isn't human." That night, Evelyn began the cleansing salt, chanting candles. The house responded violently. Lights exploded, walls groaned. Evelyn collapsed, gasping for air. "She's attached to him now," she warned. "If you stay, she gets stronger." Matthew believed her. He didn't argue, didn't laugh. They packed that night. But the car wouldn't start. And upstairs, the closet door slowly creaked open. Section 5. 2:47 a.m. Claire grabbed Noah and ran to the guest room. Matthew shoved the dresser against the door. The walls groaned. Something walked the hallway, slow, dragging wet. Then it stopped. Noah, it sang. The voice was thin, stretched too high. Where did you go? Claire muffled Noah's sobs against her chest. They waited. They prayed. At sunrise, the house went still. They left everything behind. Epilogue. The locket they moved 3 towns over. A modern duplex. Bright, clean, normal. A week passed. No scratches, no whispers. Just birds and traffic. Claire started to believe it was over. Then one morning, Noah came to breakfast, holding something in his hand. Locket. Old. Rusted. Inside, a tiny photo of a girl with wide eyes and a pale, knowing smile. Claire dropped her coffee mug. Where did you get that? She asked. She gave it back, Noah said quietly. She said goodbye. Claire knelt in front of him. Goodbye, Noah nodded. She doesn't need me anymore. He took a bite of toast. She found someone else. Across town, a little girl named Lily screamed in her sleep. Her tiny fingers scratched softly at her closet door. 2:47 a.m., the door began to open.